Hi everybody, this is Pavel Roskrut from Pure Intellect, and today we're going to talk about templates in our web-based software Leonardo. What templates are, what they are for, how we can use them, how we can create new templates, within templates how we can build hierarchies of objects, how we can add, move, swap items within a template, and then how we can use those templates. So we've covered already master data here. So we talked about the basic bricks such as periods, accounts, sub-accounts, you name it, cost centers, regions, AK, locations, and others. Once you build those bricks, for example, accounts, here we have some accounts, or cost centers, I call them bricks. Once you have them, then out of those bricks, you can build templates, which is basically a hierarchy of objects that allows you to manipulate your individual bricks. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let's move on to account templates. So we are here in this accounts templates transaction, and maybe in a separate tab, let me just open up main report, which we may want to use later on. So I will be flipping between one tab and another, but for the time being, let me focus on account templates. And maybe let me collapse that menu. Here we have two drop-down lists. The first drop-down basically asks you to choose a template that you've already built. I will show you in a moment how to build a new template, but let's say I'm going to choose financial statements. And once I choose financial statements, I will see respective sub-templates available. So think about it, it's like a folder and subfolder. By having a two-tier hierarchy, you can keep your maybe lists tidy. So instead of having a long list of dozens, if not hundreds of templates that you will have built over time, I introduced two tiers. So you have a template and then you have a respective sub-template. So if I choose, let's say, marketing, then there is just one sub-template corresponding to this marketing template. So think about this like a parent and child or children. So one template may have several sub-templates or just one. In my case, financial statements, that's the one I'm constantly using. I have this sub-template, which I also use all the time. And once you choose a sub-template, a template and a sub-template, its content will just pop up on a screen. So let's build a new one. So first of all, if you want to create a new template, so you have to click Templates Manager. So I'm clicking Templates Manager, and here I have all the templates I built so far. I can delete some of them or edit their names and whatnot, or make them a default one. So for example, every time I enter accounts template transaction, I have a default template and its sub-template immediately displayed. So I don't need to go and choose every time I enter that transaction. I don't need to go and choose template and sub-template. The default one will just pop up. But let's say we're gonna create new templates. I will call it template tutorial 1. And I can make it public, which means it's going to be visible by other users or not public. And then it's going to be visible only for me. But, if it's public, then I can edit it or delete it, but no one else can edit it. Everyone can use it, but they cannot edit it. And now if I try to save, I will be forced to provide some kind of description. So I will just call it description field of our template tutorial 1. Now I'm saving it. So I saved it, I closed this window. So as you can see now, I have this template tutorial available here on the drop-down list, but I don't have any sub-template. So then I need to create in the same way a sub-template for tutorial 1. I will just copy this description field for this and save it. Close it. and now it's available. And that template is empty right now, right? So I created an object, but it's really empty. So the way I propose we start with this add title. So when I click this, I add a title. I would add maybe one more, and I will just drag and drop item underneath this main title. And now I'm going to click the top tier and add one more item. Mind you, these levels, these are this is a very important field level, which tells you, the depth level of individual nodes. So these nodes at title are just for titles, for headers. So for example, this is the very top of my account hierarchy. Okay, I press enter and it's automatically saved. And let's say we want to name this one, you can drag and drop this here. We want to name this one, let's say we would build here financial statements. That's my favorite. These will be non-financial metrics. Okay, and I would add one more title, and I would call it KPI, so key performance indicators. Press enter, it saves it. Now, mind you, the depth level. So right now we have a simple nearly flat, well, flat tree. We have a very simple hierarchy. We have one parent which has 3 children. And let's say, and I can drag and drop nodes. So if I highlight this one and I hover over those, I guess, 8 points, I press the button and start moving this up and down. I can release if I release the button right now, mind you, this rectangular purple line. That means I'm going to drop these non-financial metrics. I'm going to drop them onto financial statements. If I do it, financial metrics will become a child node to financial statements. Let me show you this. I release the button, and now non-financial metrics have level number 2, and they are a child object to financial statements. But that's not really what I want to have. I don't want this, so I can drag and drop item again, but this time you see now I have a purple line, which means I want to insert that node in between the very top of my tree and those financial statements. So if I want to insert, I need to see a purple line, not a rectangular shape like this one, because if I do it now I have my non-financial metrics become a child to key performance indicators. So I want to swap it, put it up, level up, like that. So right now I have level 111, I have the right order, financial statements, non-financial metrics, financial statements, and key performance indicators. Again, if I want to swap, you have to be very precise. We don't want this rectangular purple line. We want a single line. Now I have non-financial metrics, key performance indicators, financial statements. But natural logical sequence order would be like that. We have non-financial metrics with financial statements, and we have key performance indicators. So let me show you what we shall do now. Let's add a folder to non-financial metrics, and now we can call it, for example, HR metrics. Enter. Or we can add one more folder. We can call it logistics metrics. Okay, and again, I can drag and drop items like that, but it doesn't make any sense, so I need to move them up and down. Likewise here, financial statements, I'm gonna add maybe 3 folders. And the first one will be balance sheet. Press enter. That will be income statement. Press enter, and cash flow. Press enter. And again, I want my balance sheet to be up. Okay, like that. If I collapse everything, this is the very top of my account hierarchy, which is made up of 3 items. Here I have key metrics, HR metrics, logistics metrics, and here I have balance sheet, income statement, cash flow. I can continue like that. I can add folder, for example, assets, and I can add folder liabilities. Actually, I don't want to have this balance sheet because it will just aggregate assets and liabilities. It doesn't make any sense. So I want to move those two under this item. Okay, after playing with it a little bit, we have the following structure. We have the very top of the tree, level 0, that's the top of our tree. Underneath it, we have non-financial metrics, financial statements, and key performance indicators. The non-financial metrics, we just built 2 folders underneath it, and under financial statements, we have balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow. And these are separated by those separated by separators, which you can add here, add title. And then we have key performance indicators. And I just created one folder, and I can add anything to it. I can add a leaf, which I will show you in a moment, or I can add another folder. It's all up to me. But let's just focus on financial statements right now, and underneath it, income statement, we have this revenue and we have COGS. And now we want to create one more object, which is gross profit. Okay. And of course, that's not the right, let's say, order. So I want my gross profit to be below COGS and revenue. Now we want to add, let's say, 2 accounts. So maybe I will open up one more tab, accounts, and maybe I will add one more tab, sub accounts. So here are sub accounts, here are my accounts. So first of all, I want to add to these 2 accounts under revenue, two types of revenue accounts. One will be just major account, and another one will be a parent account which has sub accounts. So first, let me see what I have here. You see, I have 2 sub accounts, sales product A, sales product B, which have parent account named sales 001. So here I'm gonna add this time a leaf. So this is just a shell. This is just a skeleton of what I want my hierarchy to look like. I may want to use it in reports, for example. And here I'm gonna say I want to, that's gonna be just the name, but here's the account I want to use. And it's this, I guess, major. Press enter and it's saved. So I added sales account, and I can name it any way I want. So I can just name it sales parent account. You will see in a moment what it means. And on top of that, I just want to add another maybe sale account, which is called proceeds from sales service. And yeah, let me drag and drop that. column which says, you see this one that doesn't have a checkbox checked which says no direct posting. So that means, we can use that account, unlike this sales major account which has this checkbox checked, which means it is forbidden to post directly to this sales 001 account. I will show you this in a second. Sales 001. You see this one has a checkbox checked here, which means it is forbidden. Sales major account, it's forbidden to post directly to this account because it's supposed to have children accounts. But this sales account, we can use this one 0001, proceeds from sales, or maybe service, proceeds from sales, service 003. It doesn't have this checkbox checked, so we can just post directly to this account. So let's do this 0003. So I'm going to add one more leaf, edit 0003, enter. Yeah, and I can call it service revenue. I can use this template in my reports, for example. So I can go to reports and choose template. Of course, there's just one sub-template for tutorial, right? We have this sub-template for tutorial and template tutorial 1. So ID is 30 and 33. So I have 30 and 33. I can choose a year, whatever. Of course, there's no data right now, so I can type whatever I want. I can choose some of my locations. Again, refer to a hierarchy I'm using like a world map. And I run this report, which is using this template I just created. So I created this revenue, sales and service revenue, and I have this hierarchy already here. You see, I have this sales parent account, which I named it parent account, and I said this is going to be service revenue. So I have the service revenue here, and I automatically have attached my sub accounts to parent account, because this sales parent account, this is the account name, sales 001. This account sales 001, which is here. This account, it says no direct postings, and this account has the following 3 sub accounts attached to it. We have this sales product A, sales product B, and King Abodo custom. Okay, so that is why we have here 3 sub accounts as well displayed. Of course, we can just collapse it. Let me do the same with COGS. So I added 2 COGS accounts. And again, back to the report. And you know what I can do? I can just split the table, click here and click refresh. And now you will see here I have COGS with 2 accounts out of it. You see I have here 2 COGS. Here I don't have COGS yet because I didn't refresh this. So on the right pane I have a refresh structure, on the left hand side I don't have refreshed structure yet. And now what we will do in the next chapter, we will import some expenses or costs and revenues, and then I will show you how we calculate gross profit. This folder will automatically aggregate any sales, any revenues we have. Likewise, this COGS is going to automatically aggregate, so calculate the total of COGS. But the gross profit is going to be the difference between the two. So welcome back, and let's continue our example. So what I want to do, I want to add one more two accounts, actually 2 more accounts. One is cash account. I will just name it. I remember it's named cash at bank and save it. This is cash, and I also want to add inventory account. And right now what we will do, let's assume we will be selling something for cash. So what we want to do, we want to record proceeds from sales of services, and the debit will be cash. Back to our report. Refresh. Yeah, we have cash, and maybe we'll be using year 2029 because there's nothing in it. Let's say we are going to sell product A and B. So I am flipping back to Excel. So here we will be selling product A and product B for cash because we want to keep it simple, and we will be booking this in periods 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's gonna be year 2029, and this is gonna be 10, 20. So that has to be equal, right? The cash has to be equal to whatever we are going to collect. But we also want to have COGS. So debit COGS and credit inventory. Right now we have nothing on inventory, but it doesn't matter. 004, that's my one account, and 005, that's my another account. And inventory, that's, by the way, that's the total integration I told you about. So I have all the accounts in Excel that I just created in Leonardo, and let's say COGS will be whatever, 5, 4. So of course inventory will be like cash on the opposite of these two, and that's it. So we can disregard those 10 additional dimensions right now, and we just are going to import this into Leonardo, year 29, version 0, periods 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I am uploading data. Okay, and everything was uploaded, and actually I am asked if I want to copy to clipboard the journal entry. So this is the like in an accounting system, this is just my GUID, my unique number of this journal. So I imported this data, and let me just check what happens. So this is my report, and again I can just click here, and by the way it's in foreign because we are using Hungary. I already have data here, because on the left hand side I have zeros because it's not refreshed. On the right hand side I have already data. We have here revenue 30, 40, 36. Let me just go back to Excel. So this is 30, this is 40, this is 36. In May we have 234, and then we have COGS, and for example in period 5 we have minus 1200, which is this, right? So we have those COGS already imported. So we have right now, we have revenues, you can collapse them, and we have COGS, right? But we have no gross profit, right? We would like to have gross profit, right? So how to calculate that gross profit? So mind you, these IDs, revenues have ID 7 and gross profit has ID 9. So what we have to do, we have to go back to our template. And here we have account formula. You can drag and drop columns in the way you want. So here we have to type in, we have to edit this. And we want to say this, take ID 7 plus ID 9, enter. Why 7 and 9? Because these are the revenues. I can move it here. Revenues are 7 and COGS are 9, so my formula must be 7 plus 9, plus not minus, because COGS are negative number. So if I go back to report and just refresh it, I will see my gross profit here. So you can see this gross profit instantly. So in this way, I can just collapse this. You have parent account, which shows aggregated data by sub accounts. We didn't import any revenue, by the way. We have total revenue, total COGS and gross profit calculated. But let's say I want to calculate gross profit to income statement. I just want to calculate what the ratio is. So I am going back to my template. And we have here key performance indicators, right? You remember that. So I will just add a leaf. And I will call it gross profit to sales ratio. Keep it simple. Press enter. And I will just calculate this. So I will say, now I can use this ID 23. So this is 23 divided by my revenue, which is 7, and press enter, right? So I go back, I refresh, and I have this gross profit to sales ratio, but it's not exactly how I would like to see it, right? Because right now it says take 21, divide by 30, and it's rounded to 1. This is not really useful what I want. So that's why you have here a format as well, column format. So I can, if you click here readme, you will learn what kind of formulas you can have. And if you click info, I may want to combine it, you will learn what kind of masks you can have. What we want to have percentage with 2 decimal places. So we are going to define format masks as P2, because P stands for percentages and 2 stands for number of places after comma. I saved it, and now I will refresh it. So you see now what my ratio is with 2 decimal places. If I want 4 decimal places, I will just click edit, say P4, it's saved, refresh, and now I have 4 decimal places. But of course, 2 decimal places will be enough. So I will just save it, done. Now, if I want to have, cumulative metric calculated, for example, because I want to add here another leaf, for example, and I will call this node, this one, cumulative gross profit. And I will say this is my gross profit is ID 23, and actually I want to say it's gonna be cumulative measure. So imagine I can do the same with revenue, and then I can calculate another ratio based on cumulative metric, so like cumulative margin. So if I refresh it, now you see my profit. My profit was 21 plus 25, that's 46, plus 21, 46 plus 21, that's 67, 67 plus 97, that's gonna be 164. So now I have cumulative gross profit calculated. And of course that cumulative gross profit has its own ID, so I can add cumulative revenue. Let me add a leaf, and I will call it cumulative revenue, and it's gonna be revenue is ID 7, and it's gonna be cumulative. And then I will add cumulative profitability. I just keep pressing enter. I don't need to do it this way. You can just make lots of changes in one edition and then save it. So it's gonna be 31 divided by 32, because 31 here is cumulative profit and 7 is cumulative revenue, and I press enter. So I refresh my report, and now I have my cumulative profitability calculated. correctly. And mind you that cumulative profitability is a node with number 33, and that refers to nodes with IDs 31, 32. And these ones also refer to more primary nodes, 23 and 7. So you can have nested formulas, really. You can use them in this report. And this is how you build your template. You can also calculate change versus previous period. It's very useful if you want to build your cash flow. There's a need to calculate change in working capital, change in inventory and accounts receivable, accounts payable. If you want to have such a node which calculates change, for example, change in revenue, here we have 36, in P3, in P4 we had 40, so change is -4. So if you want such a node, I'm going back to template, and all you have to do is use this delta column and check the checkbox here which says delta. If you want to show previous period value, you will need to check this checkbox under previous period column, but otherwise for cash flow it's very useful to use this delta column for change inventory, accounts receivable, accounts payable, and then you can just aggregate them, add them up and present as change in net working capital. Okay, so what we did, we built the template, right? And we use it in our reports, but apart from using that template in a report, we can also make use of it elsewhere. Namely, we can manage, by using this template, we can manage access for users. We can manage read or write access by every single account which is defined in this template. So let me open up a new tab. So I am now under controlling Excel access, and I'm clicking account access, and here I'm going, let's say, to choose myself, and then from drop down menu we will use the template we just built and its sub template. And then what you can see here is what access I have for individual accounts. So we built this template, and of course, you know, I gave myself access to those accounts using just different templates. But if I want to revoke this access, all I can do is just click the very top of the hierarchy, and you see that is why we build the very top of the tree. We build this is the very top of my account hierarchy node, because using this node we can literally just give access to users with one click, like if they can delete something, or if they can read data, or if they can create. By managing this access, or you can just, you know, manage balance sheet or manage income statement accounts, clicking on top of income statement, and that will do. So the point is that if you build your hierarchy, not only can it be used in your reports, but you can use this hierarchy to manage individual users' access. If I choose Michael Jackson, he has no access to anything. So I can, with one click, for example, I can say he can read data. And if I save it, then in Excel, using Leonardo total integration, Michael will be able to download data and see individual balances and see balances per individual account, but he won't be able, for example, to post journals. Neither will he be able to delete anything. So it's very useful if you build your hierarchy in a really smart way, ideally using the very top of a tree. So if you build a smart hierarchy with one top and then subgroups, you can very conveniently navigate and grant access to individual areas that you wish a user to have. You can, for example, say, I want Mr. Smith to have access just to read balance sheet and nothing else. Or I want someone just to be able to inject data to income statement, but nothing else. However, mind you that access is really granted to accounts. So these are accounts, right? So if you have key performance indicators, these are not really accounts. So by clicking here, changes nothing really. You won't change a thing here because you don't give access to a formula. You only give access to account. Similarly, of course, you manage cost centers and region access. So if I open up region access and I choose again, I don't know, Michael Jackson, and I'm using here a world map. It's just a hierarchy I started building. So I can, give access to someone to the whole world. Like admin could have create, read, and delete access easily because I have the very top of this hierarchy. I have one top of the hierarchy. But I can just give someone access to read Europe data, or Europe data would be this, or say no, you don't have Western Europe access. You only have Central Eastern Europe, for example, access, but excluding whatever. I have China in I have China in Western Europe, but of course you can drag and drop things using cost center template, and we can move China out of Europe and put it back into Asia. By the way, we have China appear twice, so you can just amend this easily in your template. So these are the templates. They are very powerful things, and if you build a smart hierarchy of cost centers or regions, also known as locations or accounts, you can very easily manage individual users' access, and that access that you define will be reflected in Excel. So if they download something and if their access is restricted, the balance they will see will be restricted by the accounts that they don't have access to. And if you don't allow them to create something, then every time they make an attempt to upload something, insert something into Leonardo, they will receive an error with a detailed log why they failed to import some data. Likewise, managing access to delete certain records can also be tailored to individual users. So you have a full access to manage users the way you want. That'll be all. That was quite a lengthy and quite complex advanced tutorial, but I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Thanks. Bye.